is there something specific that you're expecting to get out of this workshop? Just how to get more clients, basically?
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome. That's good. So this is going to be the structure of our workshop today. We're going to just go through a bit of an introduction, talk about a few of the main concepts that are actually based on behavioral psychology. So if I look at just the tools for digital marketing, there's plenty and they're changing all the time, especially with the advent of AI tools and automations, and also just different trends. But what doesn't really change is the foundation of how humans think, behave, and interact with the world. And that's where I'm taking this approach. And this core knowledge should help us through that all the way. All right, so I'll give you a quick introduction about myself. I am NDIS. This is our website. I've been working in the digital marketing space for the last 10 years. And I've been running my own business, Nova Marketing Agency, for the last 2. I've helped around at least 50 clients by now. It's been a while, and it has been in multiple industries, mainly service-based industries in Australia. So I've had clients coming from migration law, business consulting. I helped in online stores, and now I'm focusing mainly on the NDIS space. Simply because I really want to help business owners that are really purpose-driven, that are creating a really positive impact in the world. And I feel like if I help those business owners, I can expand my own positive impact in the world. So yeah, but I also do want to help other business owners like myself. I know that when I started out, it was a bit challenging for me to figure a lot of things out by myself. And I would like more people to have access to a community, these services, and this knowledge, so that it's easier for you guys to achieve your vision, dreams, and purpose in life through your business. Awesome. So we'll have, I'll stop in points for questions. And I think to not make this too noisy, we'll have the answers coming through in the messages. And then if there's more discussions, we'll take it through later on. All right, so first of all, let's look at the sales funnel. So are all of you familiar with the sales funnel? Should I speed forward through it? If so, raise your hand. So there's a button at the bottom. Are you familiar with the sales funnel? Sort of. Okay, let's quickly go through it, and I'll ask questions along the way. But also, I would like you guys, for this to be the most effective, I would like you guys to take some notes, if you can, about your own business. So I want you guys to see how your own sales funnel is set up. And we're going to talk about what each of these aspects are. And we'll see where you are at and your business as in respect to these parts of the journey for your target audience, your client, basically. So yeah, this is the sales funnel, and we start off with awareness, which is whether people even know your business exists. This is actually, surprisingly, where a lot of people don't focus a lot on. And I would say, even for myself, we started out with, I started out with looking at people that I already know and helping people that are already within my network of friends, family, acquaintances. However, your target market might not be just within that. And so it's important to have channels of, it's important to have channels through which your target clients can find you really easily. And as you can see here, the main methods that I have listed down, I might not have been exhaustive, is Google search results, social media, if you have a prolific social media following, or if you have a website that you've been running for a while and it shows up for certain search terms about your business, and if you're running ads as well. But as I've said to a lot of my clients, and I say quite often, that online growth starts offline. So the actual ways to get people to look you up online would be through word of mouth referrals, or if you're going into community events where your target business, your target audience is, and community groups like Facebook groups where, wait, actually, I'm curious. Can you guys type in the messages what industry or what business you're in so that I can like specifically cater this knowledge to your industry? Just type in the messages what business you are currently have. And if you don't write that as well, if you're in the phase of thinking about what business you want, that's fine as well. So yeah, I'll wait for a bit for you guys to write down in the messages below. IT consulting, NDIS, very nice. AI workflow automation. Cool. And then I think we have Sandra and Wincy as well. But I can work with those three. So I'll give you an idea about the NDIS space real quick. There are a lot of networking meetings that happen throughout Australia. I'm Melbourne based. So in Melbourne, we have a few like Wise Healthcare, and we have the Melbourne Disability Expo, but there are a lot of opportunities to network within the space, and a lot of work actually comes from networking and knowing other business owners. So the community groups and events or networking, I would say, are really valuable. And what happens is, once people know that you exist, they will look you up online, and that's where the next phase comes in. That is consideration. So once people know that you exist, they will come in and have a look at, they'll Google you mainly. And SEO and AI growth agency, very nice. We do something slightly similar, so definitely help you with that from where we have come in our journey. Anyway, so consideration is where they know that you exist, but now they need enough information about your business to see if it's relevant to them and if they can trust you. And then they can make a decision after that. So usually that comes with usually Googling your business and checking out your website. The website is it starts off as a digital business card where it has enough information about what you do, your unique selling point, your target customer. We'll cover that in the later parts. And then a way for the target customer or lead to take action. But these are the most important things here. The business website reviews whether your business is relevant on LinkedIn. I can see IT consulting. Yeah, all of these businesses are relevant on LinkedIn. A lot of your clients would be working through there. And there's a whole LinkedIn marketing strategy where you set up your profile in a way where it's easier for target customers to find you. That's also we'll cover in the later parts. And it's also important to have your previous work that you've already done. Usually as business owners, we have already provided the services in a different context before we start a business based on that. So we'll already have happy customers, clients, and a portfolio we can put on the website. And another thing that is actually relevant to AI automation would be a lead magnet. And if you're not sure what a lead magnet is, that is a free value that you provide to a potential client upfront. That could be a guide, ebook, helpful video that they can see and get a bit of an idea of what you're about. So that is the consideration. As I'm going through these parts of the sales funnel, if you could please note down what you have in terms of these in your own business. So what channels are you currently using for awareness? What channels you're using for consideration? And how easy is it for someone, once they know that you exist and they find out enough information to feel like it's relevant to them, how easy is it for them to take action? Which can be in many forms, and you want it to be as easy as possible for a person to reach out to you, a target client. That could be your website contact form, Calendly. I would highly recommend this. Every time we work with clients, we recommend them to have a Calendly integration where someone can book in a time in their calendar. Or if you have a business phone number and you have that readily available in your Google business profile or your website, or just social media DMs, this might be applicable to, this is actually applicable to businesses that have like a pretty product or a aesthetic service like events management. So I guess I won't focus on that too much. or if they message you through WhatsApp, email. Basically, you want to have multiple forms of touch points through which a potential lead can connect with you. So I'd like you to note down how many ways can a person that has found you online connect with you. And of course, then we have the conversion. Once they've reached out to you, you have a chance to have a conversation with this lead, see what their problem is, see if you can solve it, let them know what they will get from availing your services or product. Well, services for all of you. And yeah, you might have one or all of these. Well, they're all pretty similar: discovery call, consultation, sales call. It depends on how you word it and how it is relevant to your industry. And once you have a client, the journey doesn't really end there. The whole point is to provide them an amazing service, really give them the value and over deliver, pass their expectations. Then they'd be so happy that they'd refer you to other friends, other target clients. And it's your happy clients are your best promoters, are your best form of marketing. And that can be reflected on your Google reviews. I can't stress how important it is to collect reviews. When we work with the client, we always say, once you set up your Google business profile, you need at least 20 5-star reviews. And it's usually not hard for them to get. And I hope that it's not very hard for you to get that as well. If you're starting out and you're fresh, then sometimes just reviews on your character, or whether you've just provided some free help in exchange for a review, that works too. In fact, we helped a locksmith in Adelaide who is a solo person, and he is only second to the biggest locksmith agency in Adelaide. And the reason he is up there is because he has around 250 now, 250 5-star Google reviews. That's the highest number of 5-star Google reviews, second highest in Adelaide. And that has been his unique selling point, and it has got him really far. It's because he focused on collecting reviews as he went through his journey, and it has helped him get there. And also, once you have a client, once they're already availing your services, it's really easy to upsell, provide them more services, provide them more help. You've already gotten some trust. So upsells and cross-sells in your industry are actually much bigger than just getting new clients. It's easier and it has more value. So that is the sales funnel. Are there any questions? You're welcome to send it right through in the messages, or I'll move on to the next section. And do you all have some notes that you've taken about where you have a lot of work done on, or where you might be a little bit lacking in your current business? Yep. Cool. That is the sales funnel: awareness, consideration, action, conversion, and then engagement. Next, we look at the foundation of your business. Look, being a business owner isn't the easiest. There's lots of ups and downs and risks involved. But if you know your why, usually we know what and how, but if you know your why, it will get you through the tough times, and it will set you apart from all of your competitors. So let's have a look at this. It's actually based on a video that I saw from Simon Sinek that talks about the golden circle theory. Are any of you familiar with this golden circle theory? Raise your hand. Probably not. Awesome. Great. So this is a very important nugget of knowledge that I would like to bestow upon you, because it has helped me in my business greatly. We'll start with the most obvious one, the what. Most of you should know what your business does, which is the product or the service, the problem that your business solves by providing that service, and what your customers are expecting, and what makes up the core services. That's about it. You should know that already. And it should be a one-liner. It should be very obvious that, for example, my business provides in-home support in Frankston area for disabled people with mental and learning disabilities from the age of 30 to 50. That is a very specific what, and that really helps you set yourself apart. We're going to focus on that a bit more in the next section. Next is how. How are you different? How do you provide that service? And how do you solve that problem with your product? And so that should also be relatively obvious. Most businesses should have how this service or product that you're providing is beneficial to the customer and how you want to differentiate yourself from your competitors. The next one is something I want to focus on a bit more. Why? That is the core beliefs, the core purpose. Why are you doing this business? There are plenty of things that we all could have done differently. If it is just to earn money, to have time freedom, or there can be several reasons. We could have done so many things with our lives, but here we are working on this business and providing this service against all adversity. Why? And this is where your core belief comes in and gives you that extra push to do what you're doing with purpose. In my case, I feel like my purpose is to serve. It is to help people create a positive impact. And if I want to make it a bit more lengthy, it would be to help purpose-driven business owners create a positive impact in the world. And in doing so, increasing my own positive impact in the world. Do you have a really good why yet? That's something that would be really core to you, and that would be the driving factor in your business. So if you don't have a why yet, I would really like you to think on that, the core ethos of your business, because that will really help you push through and make your business greater than yourself, basically. Awesome. I did go through it slightly fast because there are a lot more, you can take a few notes on this, and some of these are pretty obvious, but I think the why aspect of it is really important. Any questions on this? Did everyone get through this? I'll go through it again. It's what the products or services are, what problem you're solving, how you're different, how do you solve that problem, and how do you achieve those results, and why does this business exist? Why do you want to solve this problem? And why should customers believe in this business? And when you have a strong why, as I mentioned, that is something that customers can deeply relate with and become loyal, not just customers, but loyal members of your community that have the same purpose. Awesome. Will we get this? Yes, you will get this presentation notes via email. Definitely. But what I don't have in these notes are your notes. So that's why I would encourage you to look into this and see how it relates to your own business. And I'd encourage you to take notes now, because you have me here to ask questions and clarify and get a higher quality of notes. All right, so moving on to the next part, your target customer. I'm sure you all know who your target customer is, but if your target customer is business owners with an IT company or anyone under the NDIS scheme, then that's not a target customer. That's not a target, that's everyone. It's too broad. In fact, even if you bring it down to people from the age of 20 to 50 that have a certain type of disability or require a certain type of care, that's still too broad. What we are looking at is one very specific person. Your target customer has to be one person. It could be maybe you in a previous point in your life that you really wanted to help. Actually, that was the case for me initially. It could be a specific client that you've worked with that really resonated with you, that made you feel really satisfied and fulfilled. Look, it does take a lot of time and effort to focus on a business, but when you get back just as much from the business or more as you're putting in, that fulfillment, that satisfaction, that gives you endless energy. And I would like you to really think and look back in a client that you've helped that has made you feel so fulfilled that it wasn't tiring at all. No matter how hard the work was, you just felt like, oh, that was worth it. That's why I'm doing this. This was meant to be. So yeah, I'd really like you to think about that and then specify what they needed help with, what situation they were in before they came to you, what problem they were trying to solve, and then due to your product or service, what result they achieved. And that would be a good foundation for, one moment, that would be a good foundation for mapping out your target customer. In fact, let me give you a quick example. I had a meeting with a potential client yesterday, and they said, it was an NDIS client, and they said, my target customer are people with disabilities aged 8 to 50. And I was like, no, that doesn't work. And I asked him the same question that I just brought up to you right now. And then I made him reflect on a specific person, a specific client that really resonated with them. And then this is what they gave me. And I'd like you to think if that's relevant to you as well. This was a child with nonverbal autism, and they were like 9 years old, and they were a big introvert, and their problem was that they did not have a routine. They were very shy, did not have any confidence. And the problem that they solved was, the service they provided first was that this person worked with this child over 3 months, 2 hours before school, 2 hours after school. And he focused 4 days a week, and he focused on building strong foundational habits: waking up, brushing your teeth, getting ready for school, making breakfast, preparing lunch for school, and then coming back, and then doing some activity as a reward for maintaining that, and then for maintaining that morning habit, and then something for them to have some physical activity or learn some new life skill like swimming, cycling, going for a walk, practicing boxing. And by the end of that engagement, a 3-month engagement, that child was interacting more, was a lot happier, had a solid morning routine. And this is a 9-year-old that could do all these things. That really resonated with him. And we structured the core services that he provided around that. That's having a solid morning routine for a child would be something life-changing for them. That they would carry on for the rest of their life. And that is an impact that's worth, putting that much time and effort into, and it's just that rewarding. And so, yeah, that was the target customer. And when you really specify it, it really helps to know, to get out there and find the right person. Any questions with the target customer? Maybe I was too focused on NDIS. Maybe that's different for SEO and AI growth agency, or an AI workflow automation. Well, with the SEO and AI growth agency, I can give you my own example. We focus on NDIS provider businesses that are purpose-driven. Actually, literally, this person that I talked to you about was a target client. And I can give that's kind of the example from my case. I feel really fulfilled and satisfied helping a person like this provide services to other people. And so doing his SEO and setting up his brand in a way where it's easy for parents with kids of this these disabilities to find him is satisfying for me. So that really helps. Really look into your heart, and that makes it a lot easier for you to put in the effort that you need to get a business to succeed, you know. Next, having a target customer is very important to setting up your unique selling point. And your unique selling point does not just need one of these. It needs all four of these. What location you're serving for online services, location can be a lot broader, but different countries, different regions have different markets and different ways they operate. Even for us, as Nova Marketing Agency, we focus only on Australia because the dynamics in different countries are completely different. And for example, Thailand, WhatsApp. Oh, do you have a question? Okay. Actually, yeah. Please ask. I'm working out on target clients. How do I find out what works out well? Well, have you already helped someone? Do you already have a specific person that you've already helped that was really satisfying? Oh, I don't think I can hear you. Give me a moment. Can you speak again? Big Yan, is it? I actually can't hear you. I'm sorry. Can you at least type what you're saying so I can? And then Sandra, I'll get to you next. I have a couple of clients with me. Okay. Can you hold that question? We can have a. I'm a nurse by profession. Would love to help out. Incredible, amazing. Let's have a conversation separate to this one-on-one, and I can really help you with that. For now, I'd like to go through the content a bit and answer a few more of the questions. So, Sandra, please.
Hello.
I can hear you actually. Yes.
I just thank you, by the way, for this great presentation. I'm learning a lot. Yeah, it's really good. I just had a question when you were asking about before the target clients. I work with highly niche industries, so it's not just, you know, and love to get your feedback if I have to go more narrow, but it's not just one industry. For instance, I do a lot of like aviation, law firms, and financial services. So they're industries that require, they're more regulated. Yeah, more regulated. They have high attention to detail. So that's who I work with. So I don't work, even yesterday, for instance, I had an inquiry. They needed SEO and blog. It was a beauty, what's it called? A beauty brand or beauty salon, yeah, and I referred them to someone else. So I work more with, yeah, so and I'm wanting to bring on other high niche industries, but I don't want to be scattered. Yeah, so my question is, yeah, I don't know, is that an okay approach?
Well, then I think how you label it should be slightly different. You mentioned something key. You work with high trust in
Yes.
industries, so that's your target client. You work with like businesses that are high trust and highly technical. That's your target.
Yes, yeah, and they're really regulated. They're very regulated.
Right. High trust and highly regulated industries. And you can say, for example, aviation and what was the other one?
Law firms, and financial services.
Aviation, law firms, high trust. High trust and highly regulated industries such as aviation, law firms, and financial services. That's a good way to go, but I would personally say it's still too broad.
Okay.
Financial services and law kind of go really close together. In aviation, are we talking about like B2C, like airlines that sell tickets to passengers or something B2B in the aviation industry?
Yeah, more B2B, because I would love to look, I would love to get work in the airlines industry, but I haven't yet. So I've worked more with smaller companies that do like charter flights and aviation safety. But yeah, I would love to get into the airlines, but no, I haven't been able to, not yet.
Awesome. Maybe we can have a discussion later on about specifying that. That does feel a little broad.
Okay.
But maybe if we look at more so the specific problem you're trying to solve, so the main thing in these three industries is they probably have the same problem that you're trying to solve. And if they have the same problem, then we have one base to come up from. Then maybe we won't look at it as the services that they provide, but a common denominator of the problem that they're trying to solve and the solution that you have. Another important thing, especially in the digital marketing industry that
Yes.
you and I are in, is if you provide a very individualistic catered service to each client, that is hard or next to impossible to scale. So if you have a structured product or service that is applicable to a structured problem, then you can see whether that problem appears in multiple industries and whether the solution that you have can also be implemented in multiple industries with just a slight adjustment. If that's the case, then you are on the right track. But if you feel like each client, like if you add a client, it doubles your time, like engagement, and you add a third client, it makes your effort 3 times, then there's something wrong with the scalability. Adding each client should only ever slightly increase your time that you need, because the structure that you have underlying works for all of them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you. That's really good. And because I'm actually redoing my website at the moment, I'm restructuring. So this is a good time to make sure I get my positioning right, because I wasn't happy. I mean, I had someone design the previous website. It was it wasn't happy. So I'm just redoing it myself. Yeah. And and it's important I get my positioning right on this new website. Yeah. Thank you.
No worries. All right. That's great. We'll move on to the next phase, unique selling point. Actually, this is pretty much what I was going to discuss anyway, but let's elaborate on it just a bit more. And that is the area that you're providing the service, the type of service, the target customer, which is based on this, and then the approach or method that you take, which is the unique, which builds up the uniqueness of your service, of your business. So this is an example of a client that I've worked with. You can see an amalgamation of all the factors that I've mentioned: location, how they provide it, who they provide it to, someone that needs that is locked out or needs urgent repairs, and they do fast, reliable mobile services. So they'll show up to your place and they can come there within minutes. It was previously we had it at 15 minutes, but because his target area expanded, we didn't have that. But another unique selling point was that he could get there in 15 minutes. That's one example, right? Another one, strategic finance and business. So these are all my clients, but strategic finance and business advisory for so specific person, founders and directors. When you use the word ambitious, they're usually directly engaged in the business themselves. Sometimes the wording is not for everyone. It's for the target client, and it's for them to resonate with the specific keywords. So ambitious founders and directors means that it is a specific business owner that is hands-on with the business, but they need a few extra things: clarity, discipline, and lasting growth. And that is what the service provides. Also, there might not be the wording of the location, but this backdrop it's a moving video backdrop. You can look them up and you'll see the website, but it's of the Perth city skyline, and there's a 90% chance that their target customer has an office in one of these buildings here. So when a target customer sees this, they will know where it is and they will know what this is about, and it's worded exactly in that way. Another one, an NDIS provider, behavioral change specialist. Unique selling point, heavy experience. These are the service areas. Well, this is a more established business, so they have a few a few different niches and a few separate things within their services. So it's slightly more general, but then they will have specific landing pages for target clients, as they have multiple target clients and a lot of service providers within their niche. And I'll give you another one. What do you think of this? Now that I've explained all those, see how this does not give you enough information to make a decision. There's no call to action button. Like, you can't just book in a session straight away. You don't know what services they have. You don't know where they provide these services. You just have a phrase, which is great. Like, you know that they're an NDIS provider. You know that they focus on care. But that's not really how you would want a business, like a high converting business website, to look like. So here you can see the differences, and that is your unique selling point. You need to have a unique selling point. That this is like absolutely necessary. And in fact, something that I'm not covering in this workshop, but it's really important for you to have, and you should probably take this down as a note, is to have an elevator pitch. That is, someone asks you, what does your business do? You need to be able to answer, give them an answer that's 10 seconds long or 30 seconds long or a minute long. There's 3 different ones. And you need to have that stored in the back of your mind, because it really makes things easy. There's a lot less friction, a lot less thinking that needs to be done. And you can go through people and really find your target customers very easily. It's really important for face-to-face interaction. And as I've said, and I'll repeat again, online growth starts offline. Great. So we went through all of that. We'll do a whole review of this. I went through everything. So if anyone here has any specific questions regarding all the areas that I've covered, feel free to ask away. I'll wait for like a minute for you guys to think or take notes, and then I'll move on. I'll just awkwardly look at the screen for a bit. I'm kidding. Awesome. Actually, let me give you my elevator pitch. We're a full service digital marketing agency that provides strategy and education based growth to purpose-driven business owners to help them find their right target clients. So we give you strategy first, and we are education based, and then we can provide all types of services specifically that is required for your business to get the highest return on investment. There's really not much else to say. That's it, right? And I guess in my case, the education focus is a big deal. That's why I'm doing this free workshop, and I'm going to continue to do more free workshops and have more of an impact. I don't know if you guys know, but this is actually my first online workshop. I have been doing digital marketing work for many years, and I have helped people in person, well, definitely my clients, but any other person within my network, if they've ever reached out to me, I've helped grow their business, given them specific strategy, and I've just naturally attracted, thank you, appreciate it. I've naturally attracted a lot of people into working with, like, basically asking me for help and getting guidance. And because the industry's because technology and the market's so fast changing, there are sometimes very different approaches people would not have thought of that I would have probably tried with the client already. That really works. So yeah, I want to mention a few things here as well. I do have a mentorship program that I am launching. It's actually going to be a lot more in-depth, but this is like the first run of it. So this is actually more so a learning experience for me as well, in how what I want to add to this. For now, it's just a 6-month engagement. We have weekly check-ins, we have fortnightly catch-ups. We'll have certain tasks that basically it's all centered around you. Like, what help do you need? Where are you struggling at the moment? What can we do which is the least amount of effort to get the most amount of benefit from your business? Whether you need to pivot, whether your business structure has a problem, so marketing won't work to begin with. I've worked with clients where the problem was in their business model, and the business model was confusing, and they could not explain it to me in 10 seconds. And if you can't do that, then no form of marketing will help, because marketing amplifies your message. It doesn't make it clearer. You need to have a clearer message first. Marketing is just the megaphone that you put onto it. So I've worked with several businesses on that, and I kind of want to make it a bit more structured. So I'm already doing one-on-one mentorship programs, but I want to offer it to more people outside of my network. Well, you guys are in my network now, so hello. I have tools and resources that I've used myself. I'm in the path of creating my own online course and community, which of course you guys will be in touch with. I just want to provide value. I just want to help and serve. So that's my main intention behind it. And yeah, the 6-month thing, $6,000, $1,000 a month. But actually, because you guys are in this, and it's not really about that for me. It's going to be $3,000 for 6 months, and it involves I have like a business coach, like business consulting coaches. I have connections in the NDIS space, like my multiple clients, and you basically have access to my network as well if you need help with anything specific. And also because we're a marketing agency, if you need any deliverables or work within the marketing space, website, ad strategy, social media, content creation, that's all like available to you. So it's basically just like a strong support that you have available. But yeah, this is not really a sales pitch. This is actually just me talking about what I want to do more and just getting it out there, you know. So I actually want to talk, I actually just want to give this thing away. First of all, this is the QR code where you can book in a discovery session with me. If you feel like you've got some value here and you have some questions, some discussions, I'm open to having just a discovery call, you know. Let's just talk. Some things you probably could not discuss in this workshop itself that you'd like to talk about your business in person. Let's just have a chat. That's the QR code. You can look up my website, novamarketingagency.ai. You'll see a big picture of my business partner and I, and what we do in the marketing space. But this is going to go in the consulting, coaching, and education space, which is still being established. So yeah, that's where we're at. I actually did have 8 more minutes because I was expecting a lot more questions. Oh, your QR code scanner is not working. You know what? Here you go. Let me just put the link down below. One moment. It is, if you go to my website and you go here, and then I had a question about elevator pitch. Yes, that's the link, and that's my website. And question about elevator pitch, Sandra? Yes. Vidyan, I think it'll be good for you to get that discovery session so we can sort out the microphone stuff first and then have that conversation. Is it okay to slightly modify elevator pitch with different people? Yes. Good question, actually, because I haven't done that. I haven't modified it for different people. Actually, wait, let me think about it just a bit. Oh, I see. Answer is actually no. Because if you modify your elevator pitch, you're modifying, like, you can modify it. Now you can't really modify the elevator pitch because it's your core business. You can, like, if you go beyond the 10 seconds and you're talking about a minute, then you can personalize your solution and your framework to the person. and you can add like, okay, how this will benefit you. That's different. Or how you can work with me. Those things might be different. But your elevator pitch is your core service, core purpose, core target client. That should be solid. And if you change that, then you're just making it way harder for yourself to scale your business. That's the difference between having a business and having a contractor. Oh my God, that just reminded me. I had a tagline. Focus on what you do best, let us handle the rest. Look, it might work, but if it's done too salesy, actually, I'll give you one answer back, question back. If I brought up this tagline, focus on what you do best, let us handle. So my pitch when I started years ago was, we help purpose-driven business owners create an positive impact. What was it? It was, we help business owners that love what they do, focus on what they do best, and let us handle the rest. That was my tagline. Now, Sandra, you tell me, does that sound great? Like, compared to what I've told you now, how's that tagline? You're typing, so take a bit. Yes, that's your answer. It just, yeah. Sometimes taglines seem a little impersonal, and it has to be really, really specific. You know, like you're out there to do a certain type of work for a certain type of people, solve a specific problem in a really structured way. And that does not require anything fancy. If you have the answers to all of that, what about Nike? Just do it. Yeah, no, you're not Nike yet. If you get to a point where you're the size of Nike and people just see that logo and identify you, then absolutely. But
Thanks.
Yeah. No worries, no worries. But yeah, that was mostly it. I think I have all of your emails from the ticketing thing. So I have to go now. Yeah, no worries. No worries. So that kind of concludes this. And I'll send you all an email of this workshop and a summary of what I've spoken of. And that'll be that. Hope you guys found some value from here. And yeah, I appreciate you guys coming in for my first workshop. It was, really helpful for me too. And this isn't, hopefully not the last time you see me or I see you guys. So if there's any way I can help you guys throughout your journey, I'm more than happy to help. And yeah, we'll end this workshop here. Thank you.